was stressed out.
Hey guys, what's up? This is XWolfX here, and today's deck profile is based off of Ness's attack from Smash Bros. PK Fire. And if you guys don't know what that means, it is basically Phantom Knight Burning Abyss. Now let's get started. Alright, we play one tour guide because searching out your Burning Abyss monsters and going into rank 3s is just a nice thing to do. And also the fact that she's searchable from Skarm is awesome. Now as for the Burning Abyss, for all you guys who don't know, whenever they're sent to the graveyard, they get an effect. And they also have an effect to be special summoned if you control no spells or traps. So let's go over each one of these Burning Abyss monsters. So one Graph, because special summoning a Burning Abyss monster from your deck is amazing. One Seer, because bringing back a Burning Abyss monster is very nice, and then creating the Seer Dante loop is always great. 3 Skarm, because during your end phase, it's nice to be able to search out a Burning Abyss monster or your tour guide. 2 Farfa, because Farfa can create interruption plays or allow you to go for game, depending on what your use is, whether it be with Beatrice or just maybe an Exceed material with Dante. 1 Alec, because effect negation is very nice. 1 Rubik, I really like him just because he adds to your count of Burning Abyss monsters and because it gives you access to Virgil. 1 Barbar, because sometimes he is the clutch of the deck, and by banishing up to 3 of your Burning Abyss monsters from your graveyard, you can burn up to 900 points of damage, and sometimes that's just all that's needed for game. Alright, onto the Speedroid engine. 3 Terratop, because, you know, being able to special summon him while you control no monsters and searching out your other Speedroid monster is nice, and it gives you a Dante play, or as a lot of people call this, a second tour guide. And as for your other Speedroid, you only play one of. I've been thinking about bumping up this to 2 just because of ratio-wise. And sometimes it can actually, like, there's been situations where I feel like I could have played a second one and got away with it and been really great. And it is Takum Totemberg. Basically, you can special summon this card if you control a wind monster, which would be your Terratop. And then you just create a rank 3. He also has a second effect that we're not really going to worry about in this deck because you don't really use it. It's really just for the Speedroid deck, which I'll go over if I ever do that deck profile. Now onto the Phantom Knight monsters. I play 1 Ragged Gloves. The only reason why I play 1, some people like to play 2, I like to play 1, just because his graveyard effect is you can banish him and send one of your Phantom Knight cards from your deck to the graveyard, whether it be your trap or your monster. But also, if it is an Exceed material for a dark monster, it gets 1,000 attack. I kind of feel like that effect can be good at times, but sometimes kind of mediocre because the effect can only be used once per turn. So if you go into Break Sword and then bring him back and then Exceed into something else, that other monster doesn't get the boost. 3 Cloak. Some people like to play this at 2. I like him at 3 just because you can banish him from your graveyard and search out your other Phantom Knight monsters. And then we play 3 Boots, because this one's the best one. If you control a Phantom Knight monster, even including himself, you can special summon this card from your hand. Now keep in mind, you can only use this effect once per turn. And you can also banish him from your graveyard to search out your Fog Blade, or if you play any of the other Phantom Knight spells or traps, because the Phantom Knight spells and traps are really good. And then, for nostalgic reason, I play 1 Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning, because sometimes this is the clutch card and gives you the victory. Now on to the spells. 3 Allure Darkness, because getting through the deck as quick as possible is very nice. 1 Regeki, because blowing up your opponent's monsters is very good. 1 Rhoda, because all your Phantom Knight monsters are warriors, so it kind of gives you a toolbox to the deck. 1 Foolish Burial, because your Burning Abyss monsters and your Phantom Knights all have graveyard effects, so why not be able to send them to the graveyard? 3 Twin Twister, because popping out 2 back row is always a great thing, and the fact that most of the time the card you're going to discard gives you a plus anyway, so it's like, oh no, I discard my card to get an effect and blow up your 2 back rows. Fight me, Scrub Lord, I'm ripped. 1 Mass Change Second. Now I've been debating on bumping this up to 2 or 3 just because you mill so much. Basically this just gives you access to Dark Law, because Dark Law is really good in this meta because banishing your opponent's graveyard is always a great thing. Or basically Macrocosmos, whatever you really want to call it. 3 Phantom Knight Fogblade, because this is Fiendish Chain on crack. If you guys know what it does, you can target one face-up effect monster on the field, negate that monster's effect, and that monster cannot attack, and monsters cannot attack it. Whenever the monster leaves the field, you destroy this card. And also, while it's in the graveyard, once per turn, during either player's turn, basically, you can banish it to special summon one of your Phantom Knight monsters from the graveyard, so it extends plays. And the fact that it's a monster reborn is really good for your Phantom Knights. 3 Solemn Strike because Strike is very amazing and it's good at stopping big plays. 1 Solemn Warning because just like Solemn Strike, it's good for stopping plays. Now on to the extra deck. 3 Dante because milling is very great in this deck. If you guys don't know what it is, it does takes 2 level 3 monsters. Once per turn, you detach one exceed material from this card, and then choose 1 to 3, which typically you're going to choose 3. Send the top cards of your deck to the graveyard, and then he gets 500 attack for each one. So he becomes a 2500 beater, and then the fact that he's a 2500 beater, sending the top 3 cards, which hopefully is your Burning Abyss or Phantom Knight, so you're triggering effects. And then at the end of the battle phase, if he swung, he goes to defense mode. And if he's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can grab one of your Phantom Knight monsters back, your Burning Abyss monsters back from the graveyard and add it to your hand. So typically you're going to grab your Seer so you can Seer Dante loop. 1 Virgil because this card is very good. If you guys know what it does, you can discard a Burning Abyss monster, then target one card your opponent controls or in their graveyard and shuffle it back into the deck. So you're going to trigger a Burning Abyss monster's effect while getting rid of their card. And also, if they find a way to destroy this card, you draw 1 card. 1 Beatrice, because Beatrice is really amazing. So basically, all you got to do is ditch a Burning Abyss monster while you have Dante out, and then you summon her. And if she's destroyed, she brings out one of your Burning Abyss Exceed monsters or Synchros, or I should have just said extra deck monsters, which you're typically going to get out your Pilgrim. 1 Pilgrim, just because he's a 2800 beater and he gets brought out by Beatrice. Also, he has a very nice effect of being able to discard a Burning Abyss monster to draw a card. So it's like, oh no, I'm replenishing my hand while triggering effects. Also, if your opponent finds a way to get around this card, you can randomly snipe a card out of their hand. 1 F-Zero, because getting around this monster is really annoying. 2 Leviair, because with your Phantom Knights being banished, it helps you get them back. 2 Phantom Knight Break Swords, just because, it's Scrap Dragon on crack, and the fact that you can bring back your Phantom Knight monsters very easily with this card's nice. 1 number 47 Nightmare Shark, just because sometimes you need to be able to attack for game directly, so sometimes this can come in clutch, especially in count. 1 Acid Golem, just because sometimes you need that 3000 beater to run over for game, or potentially cause an OTK. 1 Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon. Now, how you go into this is by using your Break Sword, popping himself off while destroying an opponent's card, then bringing out both of your Phantom Knight cards since they go up 1 level, and that's how you go into him. And then you have 1 Darklaw because Macrocosmos on legs is very amazing, and being able to snipe a card if your opponent adds a card from their deck to their hand is very nice. Anyways, guys, this has been my PK Fire deck profile. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share with your friends. This is XWolfX, and I'm out. Peace.